Hello, Blu-ray world. Hello, YouTube. And today I'm going to talk about a different subject today, or various subjects. But today is the best of Shout Factory and the worst of Shout Factory. What you should buy, what you shouldn't buy, and reasons why. So in this video, I'm going to do the best ones I have, or best ones I've ever seen. So the best so far to me is, first of all, these can go in any order, and then I'll do honorable mentions. First foremost is the Friday the 13th Deluxe Box Set. 16 discs, a whole bunch of probably hundreds of special features. You got audio commentary, you got a couple in 4K scan, and the rest are in 2K scan, but that's okay. And you get both rated and unrated versions of Friday the 13th, Part 1, Part 9, and all you do is 2009, which I think is a piece of shit. And you get 2 bonus discs of all our special features than to go on anyone else. And it comes in big collectible box art case, and it's beautiful, and you can't find it anymore. Even if you go Walmart.com, it's gone. If it's on the group site now, if you can find it, I would just nab it if you guys do. Because I don't know, because somebody talked about I'm not going to say what YouTube channel talked about last night, but they talked about possibly Freddy vs. Jason coming on 4K. Arrow might take it, but who knows. Because I don't know if that's one that's tied up or not, but anyway. My second to that is Escape from New York. One of the first, the Blu-ray is beautiful, but for in the first 4Ks they ever did for Shout Factory, one of the movies, because in the beginning Shout Factory wasn't doing movies in 4K, just like not documentary type stuff, but just stuff like just random shit on 4K. It might have been documentary type stuff like on animals and on World War something. It was stupid, but anyway. But Escape from New York is my one. Third one I showed you back then a couple weeks ago was Halloween, where not only they did they 4K'd it beautifully, but they also did a version of the color timing on the Blu-ray, which never been done before on any other Halloweens, and has never been done since. So that aspect, and the 4K is great. The Blu-rays are great. You also get a TV version of that too, which I don't think that's ever been a Blu-ray or 4K before, or 4K set like that before. So that's fucking amazing. That's fucking brilliant. Day of the Dead, which that's self-explanatory, and we're still in a 4K on it, but the Blu-ray is pretty good. What's good, and I'll review that sometime in the future, but it's not right now because I don't have it. I just haven't seen it in a while, but I still love that movie. And last one, not least, which I'll review again, is Hard Boiled. It's worth the price. It's $50, but what you get with it is you get a booklet, you get cards, you get a 3-disc set, a lot of special features, audio commentary, and a brand new audio commentary, and it was fucking great for the Hong Kong Classics line. It's fucking amazing. It's awesome. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, it's awesome. It's great. Those are the best ones so far. Here's some honorable, I think, in my opinion, here's some honorable mentions. Dark Man. Because the Blu-ray was great itself. I still had to get the 4K, but the 4K, they had so much more in the 4K of what I've heard. Like, they had deleted scenes, which is not on the Blu-ray whatsoever. Our special features, so I think Sam Raimi Shout Factory put out is great. Upgrade. Now, Upgrade is they took a Blumhouse movie and which if you get the regular upgrade that's not a Shout Factory, you get no special features whatsoever. Absolutely, positively none. Shout Factory, they did it justice. Add auto commentary, add featurette, a theatrical trailer, deleted scenes, the whole nine. So I praise Shout Factory for doing that. And of course, one of my favorites they've done too, Army of Darkness. Either is good, the 3-disc set or the 4K set, but you get like discs, a lot of special features, you get all the cuts, all the whole 9 yards, and they did great work on it. And though the Blu-rays kind of screw up a little bit because, they made a mistake. 4K made the same little mistake, but still, it's a great movie. Now here's the worst. In my opinion, it's the worst. The Guardian. Now, people say, I like William Friedkin and his movies are good. And you're right. William Friedkin is great. William Friedkin is a great director. He's The Exorcist, Sorcerer, To Live and Die in L.A., The French Connection. Oh, man. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that. Sorry I lost the camera on you guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, not my fault. So I'm not going to redo this over. But I'm sorry. But too bad. So I hope you heard what I said before. So I hope you guys can hear me. Sorry about the camera drop. Not my fault. It just slipped. But back to The Guardian. Yes, we all like William Friedkin. Last like The Exorcist to me, I kind of like. I'll talk about that some other time. But he did like Rampage, which I never seen. He did Sorcerer, which I love very much. Live and Die, The French Connection. Stuff like that. But The Guardian. Came out in 1990. Not his best work. Is a theatrical movie where Rampage was. I think Rampage in 1987 was limited, so now people got to see Rampage until now or last couple of years. I guess I don't know. As far as Rampage goes, I don't fucking know. I have no idea. But for The Guardian. It's one of the worst concept movies ever made. It's worst convoluted movies ever made. And yet, it's so fucking stupid. Because it's about, it's about people sacrificing a baby to a tree. To a tree. That's it. And it takes a long freaking time to get there. Number one. Number two, it's boring. It's so boring. A couple, trying to stop, people for sacrificing their little baby to a fucking tree. The only highlight of that movie is that, somebody takes a chainsaw to the tree and stops it. That's the only funny part. Other than that, it's boring. It's nonsensical, but not in a bad, it's good way. It's just totally bad. For William Friedkin, this is one of his worst movies ever made. The Guardian. Don't see it. Please avoid it at all costs. Because if you buy it, you'll just be dumbfounded. Because, okay, I get the trailer was great, but that's all what the trailer shows you is just the good stuff, and that's it. And other than that, you watch the movie for an hour and a half, and you wonder, why did I waste my time? I wasted time over, people don't want their little kids sacrificed to a fucking tree, and it's dumb. It's so fucking dumb. And that to me, it's the worst. Second one is Cherry Falls. Now, I can't describe Cherry Falls because I haven't seen it in a long, long, long time. But when I see it, when the first time I saw it, or rented it one time ago when it was on DVD or whatever back then, and it just completely falls flat on its face. It's not scary. It is a horror film, yes it is, but it's not scary at all. Sirs, I can't think of her name. She died young. I can't think of her name. She was in Drive and a couple other films. I can't think of her name right now, but you know what I'm talking about. It's a horror film, but it's boring. It's a slasher, I think, but it's boring. It's not, and to me, it doesn't work. And to that, it just fails as a horror film. Fails as a film. It's complete 100% garbage. And sometimes garbage is good for us horror films, but not that. I mean, that's totally pathetic. So I would skip Cherry Falls. Just because the concept is lazy, stupid, idiotic, and not even fun. This one, I have a hate-love relationship with. Well, more of a hate relationship with because I'll tell you why in a minute. And the film is, well, the next three I have, next one after this two I have hate relationship to, but you know the reason why in a second. Next one is Deathstalker. And I'll tell you why. Because I like Deathstalker 2, and I'd rather you guys see 2, because 2 is, way up here on the totem pole. Deathstalker is all the way on the bottom. They both involve like castles and sorcery and all that good stuff. There's no dragons, but but the film, the hero is rapist. He gets all too rapey, and that's kind of like ill. Because he acts like he is, number one. Number two, it's just like, oh, no. And number two, it's like the film kind of goes that way without showing rape, but it's almost like, being too rapey for a movie that should not be that rapey, and it just comes off like that, and it not makes you feel good watching it. It's like, oh, no. And that started too. They changed the hero from not being that anymore, which is great. And Deathstalker 2 is hilarious. So if you do get the 4K Deathstalker 2, you two, my subscribers out there, and more to come, subscribers, please skip 1 because it's not really important. Watch 2 because the actors are the same actors. Well, you don't get the same actors or actresses from 1 at all. None of them. 2 makes up for what 1 should have been. 2 is funny, and the lines that people are saying are funny, and then especially when you get like all these like villains in a row, and it goes from the ugliest to the smallest guy in the room, like it's the way that whole scenario gets set up in Deathstalker 2 is fucking hilarious. And I like that. I wish they put 2 separate on 4K because I would actually pick that one up. But they didn't. So if you can find 2 by itself, perfect. Because 2 is great. The 2 is like so bad it's a good movie. Because it it falls in that line. 1 is just too rapey for anybody's. I mean, it's the way it comes off. It sounds like more rapey than Death Was Free. You know what I mean? If you guys seen Deathstalker 1, you know what I'm talking about. But in that reference. But yeah, this talk was just too rapey, and that's why it's just avoid it completely. Or if you do see it, just a chance, because you've never seen it before. Okay, I can understand you seeing that because you've never seen it before. But I know a lot of you out there are gonna prefer to. Trust me, you all gonna prefer to. And or how we feel about this. I know everyone's opinion is different, but one is just too rapey for even my own taste. This one, it's a Shout Select, but still, it's part of Shout Factory, and it is nothing but trouble. And I can go on and on about this movie, but I'll make it as fucking short as possible. It is 100% not a horror movie. A comedy technically, sort of. But to me, not even a comedy. It's not funny. Because you got good actors in there. You got Demi Moore. You got Dan Aykroyd. You got John Candy. Chevy Chase is to people's taste. Okay? And you have a few other people cameos in there. Blah, blah, blah. And you got Digital Underground as a cameo. Tupac. Trivia, that was Tupac's first movie. Not Juice, Nothing But Trouble was Tupac Shakur's first movie. Look it up. He was a Digital Underground at the time he made that film. They sing the song, a couple songs in that movie, and the song at the end, same song. Look it up. 91. Juice came out in 92. Look it up. For all you trivia fans out there, or subscribers, or people in general, or everybody in the world, look that up. It's true. I'm not lying about that. And it's just, Dan Aykroyd wrote the script. I don't know how many page script before it got trimmed down, and because he made money and he did Ghostbusters 1 and 2, made all his money, Warner Bros. Gave him carte blanche. Do whatever you want. We don't care. You know, can't go over this amount, but, you know, we know you made money for us in the past. Do whatever you want. Boom. Solid. And so for one thing, he did go over budget. Number one, the sets cost too much. I think they had to cut corners toward the end of it, and you know, it's just that the makeup. He's playing two different characters. John King is playing two different characters, and it's just not scary, not even funny, because the movie's about, you know, these two people, Demi Moore and Chevy Chase, meet each other in the building. They go on a road trip. They meet two other people on the road, and Chase drives a car, doesn't want to go on the highway freeway, so goes into a shortcut. And shortcut, he gets a speeding ticket by John Candy, and gets in front of the judge at this weird, not a courthouse, a judge's house that looks like a fucked up mansion from Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is a bad concept, but the way even before you get to that, the movie's boring. The characters, they have no chemistry. It's lame. It's Tupac and Digital Underground are wasting the picture. It's like they have not enough screen time, maybe like 5 minutes total, and that's it. And it's like they're trying to do jokes, but the jokes ain't funny, and I don't think someone taking it serious. I think the characters or the actors took the material more serious. It would be funnier, and yet it is the dumbest, worthless piece of shit I've ever seen in my fucking life, and I hope nobody ever sees it, and I never want to see it again. I saw it once, maybe a little time on cable flipping channels, but that's it. You don't want to see this picture. You don't want to even own this picture. Nothing But Trouble is nothing but a worthless piece of crap. And that's what it is. It's crap. 100% crap. Anybody has it, should just, if you have it in your house, just use it as a coffee coaster or a fucking frisbee. That's all it's worth. It's garbage. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just crap. And in the movie tanked, they lost money. And it could have done so much better if they tightened up, didn't have so many side characters, if they played it straight. 100 different things they could have done with it and made it great, but no. Dan Aykroyd's writing ability, he can't write a script for shit. If he does, it's always like a million pages long, and they shorten down to like, they get shortened down to like 100 pages. You know, he's not meant to be his writer. That guy's meant to be a comedian, actor, producer maybe, but not as a writer. And my last one is Night of Demons 3. Just because it came out in 1997, it's like, okay, another one, the Night of Demons movies aren't bad. They're really not. You may not like one of them, but they're all not bad. But 3 is the worst. And because it starts out well, and it just like it's like stuff I've seen before, rehash stuff. It's like too typical. It's like, I knew where it was going from. Where it's going to go from the beginning, from the first moment you see it to the end. You already know what's going. You know where it's going to go, and basically it's a waste of your time. It's a waste of mine, waste of everybody's time. And I think there's one more I want to mention is bad, and this will be, tied with Night of Demons 3 anyway, and that is Killer Party. Killer Party is basically a piece of shit horror film. Because it says it in title what it is, but really what happens? Nothing happens in picture. It's boring. The kills are lame, and there's hardly any kills. It's just lame. It's stupid. It's an 80s movie, and we have films like that, but Killer Party is not good. I mean, y'all better off seeing, sorority girls in a Bowl-O-Rama, or sorority babes in Bowl-O-Rama, or Pumpkinhead at least, trying to think. I'm thinking one more. Just give me a second. I mean, you're better off seeing the original Night of Demons. At least there's some, or at least 2, because at least there's something there that's watchable, and not wasting your fucking time or mine. But that's it. And I'm sorry for the camera drop, not my fault. But I just want to talk about today, like Shout Factory films you should get, or at least, or at least own, which is the ones I mentioned earlier, and plus the honorable mentions. And then the worst you should avoid fucking completely. I mean, if you do see them because, I don't know what this is about, I completely understand that you never seen this before. Let me check this out. Let me see how it is, if it's any good. That I understand completely. But you want to go in not knowing. I hear you. I really, really do. Because I've been there myself. And I'm always there when I see a film. Because you never know if you're going to like it or love it or hate the fucking thing. You never know. And that's good outlet to have. It really is. You guys in YouTube out there and everything else. Yes. But when you see films like I have, and the ones I discussed that are horrible, that are the worst pieces of shit, or they're too rapey, or it comes off like that, or it's too much like that, where it's totally leaves a bad taste in your mouth, then I think, why do I really need these? Do I need to waste my time on bullshit like that? And you don't. You really don't. because you're taking 90 minutes or it's 2 hours out of your time to watch a movie that's nothing but garbage, and you feel like, I could have done something better for 2 hours. I could enjoy myself or something like that. I could have. And you're right. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video. And it'll be something good or discuss something, well, maybe about more Shout Factory things, stuff. I don't know. But other than that, have a good one. And I'll see you in the next. This is Blu-ray Cinema saying bye. Bye, friends. Bye.